Morning. G'day guys, welcome back to Bush Rats. I'm young Lee, and today we are on a bit of a new expedition. We're going metal detecting, tracking down some relics of the past, some ancient rubbish, see what we can find. We're going to have a poke around. Currently at an old timber mill site. It's first thing in the morning, the sun is in the eyes, but we're out here. We're going to have a bit of a poke around. Currently standing in the sawmill pit, where all the sawdust would have been. You can see there's a bit of a pit here going on. We'll have a bit of a look at that later on. There's a few good little spots around here. There's a little well we'll show you, and we'll just sort of give you an idea of what kind of stuff to keep an eye out for if you're looking for these places. If you want to get into metal detecting, your best bet to try and find spots like this is to head to your local library or track down some old history books on your area that you're looking for, or your local town. Don't bother asking, I'm not going to tell you where it is. So, big shout out to Prospector Steve, one of my mates. He's been teaching me how to find the areas, taking me out to a few sites, this one in particular as well. So, been out here once before, found some pretty cool stuff. We didn't really detect too hard, but I found, I'll put a video of it up now, but we found a big old logging shoe, which was a big skid plate they used to put on the bottom of the logs when the bulls and the horses would drag them through the bush out here. So, dragged that one out of here, and we also found just a big plate where the circular saw bench would have been set up, which I'm currently restoring at the men's shed now. I'll put a couple of pictures of that up as well. So other than that, we haven't detected too hard around here. This mill site is a pretty small one. There's a couple of little sites up here over this way where the houses might have been. I think there's only a couple of them, so a pretty small operation. We've got the one pit here. There's a well over there. There's shit everywhere. So we're just going to go for a mosey around and have a look at what we can find. So I'll bring us up here. We'll start off with the pit, give you a bit of a look at that and see what we can do, see what we can find. Let's get into it. Let's fire this bad boy up. Get out of here. Come on up. All right, I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but there's a decent sized trench right there. They're the main thing you kind of want to keep an eye out for when you're cruising around the bush looking for a timber mill. Nice big pits. This would have originally had boards and logs laid across it, and it would have had a bandsaw or a mill saw somewhere in this general vicinity shooting all the sawdust into the pit. What else we got? There's a bit of a well over this side. We're going to go check that out in a minute. But the main thing we want to keep an eye out for is pits. Any sort of rusty metal hanging around up in trees. Is this thing focusing? Yeah, we're just going to cruise around, have a look at some of the stuff that's kicking around here. We'll get the detector out in a little bit, see if we can find something, anything would be cool. And if I see something, we'll get it on camera. Let's have a look. So we're just at the other end of the pit here. Notice these big old steel nuts and bolts. Bit of a log setup, but there's more up this end here. I'm assuming that maybe the motor, the steam-driven belt-driven saw blade maybe must have been mounted around here with boards across to the pit. Wells over here for the water that would have ran it, so we'll go check that out. And then we'll head up to where a couple of obvious sites where some houses might have been at the time. So then we'll get into the detecting. Let's do a little history lesson. I don't really know exactly what I'm talking about. This one's a nice complete one. We've got the pits, we've got the wells, there's a creek, we've got some dwellings up in the hill here. Plenty of broken glass around, which is another thing you want to keep an eye out for. So, and big chunks of rusty metal. That'll point you in the right direction if you're looking at getting into this sort of thing. So, carry on. So we've just followed that rusty pipe you're seeing from the mill pit all the way over here to this little bit of a well, dam, well. This is obviously where they got the water to run the steam powered engines. Piped it over to there. There's a little runoff there which runs it down to the creek obviously when it gets too full. It was probably dug by hand, probably took some bloke, a couple of blokes, maybe a couple of days to dig this. Yeah, interesting. Still here, which is good. So try and preserve these kind of areas. I'm not going to take too much shit, you know what I mean? Like you got to leave some of the rusty stuff so you can find it again. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. Just cruising up to where the houses would have been. Stuff like this you want to keep an eye out for too. Just big rusty shit. I don't know why someone's back 100 years ago rammed these into a tree, but I don't know, maybe they were used to fence off the horses. You know, you run some string line. Don't know. Maybe to hang your hat on. Who knows? New little discovery just here. I don't know if you can see, but there's one there, another one over here. So there's 4 posts. Maybe there was I don't know, there was something there. 4 square posts. Bit of a mound over there that kind of looks like it was maybe a fire pit for back in the day. So it's pretty cool that these things are, like I said, about 100 years old and they're still hanging in there. So cupboard, antique cupboard. Don't know. It's a pretty small little area. We'll get the detector out a little bit later. We'll check everything. Got a little spot over here I want to show you. So this little spot right here, you see it's all cleared. This is where we found that log shoe. I'll put a video of that up right now of us dragging it out of here. Yeah, decent size fucking piece of steel, that one. So, like I said, I haven't detected around here that much. We found this, found the other thing leaning up on a tree. So other people may have been here before us. I know Steve has. So we might be in luck to find something, but we're still making our way over to where the houses were, people. So we're going to head this way, and then we will maybe get the drone up, and then we'll get the detector out and GoPro on the head and go for a little. Right. This is what we're mainly looking for here, is the old fire pits. This is a big mound of gravel. Usually got a bunch of rocks in it. This one looks like she's been chiseled out pretty good. Yeah, so it's pretty squared off rocks. She made their fire pits in there. There's 1, 2, 3. There's another stump over here where the little shack may have been. I don't know whether it was used just for the chimney and they tarped up. I don't know. I wasn't here. If anyone knows, leave a comment. I'll get some old pictures up. We'll put them in here. But yeah, what have we got here? Stuff like that. The old antique, big, thick green glass is a good sign. We'll have a bit of a detect in these pits later. I think someone's obviously been through them, but there's one here, there's another one over there we're just going to go look at. And then further up the back here looks like a bit of a rubbish dump where they just scattered all your rubbish. Let's have a look at the other one. Another fire pit. You can see a little stump there. Another one further down, so I don't know, maybe this was a bigger sort of shack. This one's got some cool stuff still sitting on the top, a couple of focus. This is a pretty cool old bottle, top's broken off on it, but may take that, may leave it here for anyone else that finds it. You can have a bit of a squeeze. So yeah, here's another one. We'll have a bit of shit like this is what we're looking for, you know, little bits of old broken glass, blue. Yeah, but that one's got something written on it. Another little something. So this is the general area we're working with. This sort of ground you can see here, that's just full of broken bottles, bits of rubbish, bits of metal. One fire pit's, you can see over there somewhere, and one's over there somewhere. We're going to smash this little area here, and then we'll head back down towards the mill. Around the mills you'll find just a lot of like rusty bolts and just bits of rust and that, but around here we see broken bottles. That's where you might find the odd fork or spoon or something. So we'll fire up this bad boy and we'll go for a squiz. I said squiz a lot on this one, I haven't I? Squiz.
When you're out here on your own, the inspiration comes to me now. There's no rush like home.
Broken bottle, that's obviously what's giving us a signal here.
Such is life.
Something in here.
We had to pay the price for the things he did.
It's all coming apart. Is part of, oh, focus, bit of a clock. Some cogs here. That's the first thing we found today. Little bits of a broken clock, a few cogs, bit of a backing plate thing, but it's exciting. Broken clock, that's exciting. It's not bad, it's better than a piece of alfoil. Pop that in the bag. A bit of a thing. A brass thing. Not sure what that is, but we'll keep digging in the hole. There might be some more to it. Bit of brass. That's the kind of shit we're going to be finding. Just random stuff. Maybe we will find a gold sovereign. Hopefully, I doubt it, but yeah, we will carry on. This is what it's all about. Having a look. Phew. Just chipping away in the same hole where we found that last little bit of brass. Found another one. Not that. Something in here. Right there. Bit of an old bullet. So we got one little go in a hole. We got two little things and half a bullet. You're going to find a lot of bullets in this game. So I don't know what they are. They look like little tiny chess pieces, but they're not. We'll put them in the pocket. See what else we can find. Another good signal there. It's number 20. Already had a scratch at it. It's out of the hole. In here somewhere. Oh, another bullet. Different shape, that one. We'll have a look at all this stuff. We've got a few other bits and pieces I've found as well that I haven't filmed, because I can't film them all, guys. Fill your holes in. Carry on. Okay, just got a little signal in this hole. Took me a little while to find it, but it's tiny as. But it is, get it on good camera, but just, whoop, a random piece of brass with some swans on it. We'll get a close up of that one in a second. It's kind of cool, don't know what it's off. Little swans, probably not worth nothing, but it's still pretty cool. 100-year-old bits of swans. Put it in there with the bullets. When you're out here on your own, the inspiration comes to me now. There's no rush like home. Alright, current situation. I'm in one of them fire pits, just having a little bit of an excavate. There's just shit everywhere. Been pulling out bits of old Metas stoves and chains, and there's some broken bottles and nails. But I've just spotted this little thing. Where is it there? There coming out. First coin of the day. It is, I have no fucking idea. We'll have a look on the good camera, which is over there. have a, is that a 1/2 penny, half a penny from, give it the old lick and clean. Just spit on that thing. And she is from 1916, if we can get that, there we go, 1916, got a bit of spit on there. 1/2 penny. Got some old bloke on there with a hat, fancy hat. It's pretty dirty, but 1916, what's that, 110 years old, that coin. It's been sitting in an old abandoned fireplace. Cool. We will carry on, see what else we can find. I've been out here a while, I've got a pocket full of bullets and nails so far, so I probably won't film too much more. I'll show you towards the end what we've got. Let's keep digging. These old fireplaces, I like to try and put them all back together how you found them. Like I said, it's a bit of a sign, so when you're driving around you see these piles of rocks and pits, just put them back together, because at least then you better find it again, or you know, it preserves the area. You know, if I start throwing rocks everywhere and flatten the whole thing, it's not a fire pit anymore. So I've been poking around for about 3 hours now, and we've covered a distance from about here at this fireplace to a little stump just over there, you can see. And just, yeah, heaps of stuff around. Nothing game changing. But I was going to go head down towards the mill. There's usually like a lot of bolts and stuff in there, maybe the odd axe. But I think we'll just poke around here for another half hour, 45, maybe an hour. See what we can find. But yeah, I've had a good day. The weather's actually pretty mint. There's some bloke over here chopping down some trees for some firewood. He's got the chainsaw going, like a ning-a-ning. And I'm going to head back up towards the hill here where the rubbishy shit is and just keep poking around. So yeah, we haven't touched that fireplace. We've been digging here, there, all up through here, bullets everywhere, all through here, to this stump, up to here, and that other fire pit is just through those trees there. So we've only covered, what, 10-15 steps. Oh, signal! I'm going to start heading up just in this sort of opening here where there's a lot of glass, and you will see when I am digging something. Bye! What is that one? Oh, I thought it was a little mini coin. It is a button. So we'll go through and have a squiz at all the stuff. Fuck, I've been saying squiz a lot today. But we'll go through and have a look at all the stuff. Maybe in about half an hour. Getting over it now. Spending too much time on my knees. Yeah, button. That's pretty cool. Ah. Another bullet. What is that? Even worse than bullets, a piece of lead. Alright, good day on the tools. What do we find? Nothing that's going to, you know, fill the bank up, you know. Still good fun though. This is what it's all about. I mean, we weren't far off finding something cool. We got a lot of brass stuff, so I mean, a lot of cool stuff. Like I remember finding an old doorknob here and there or something. But so we got this bit of the clock, a couple more cogs. The swans, they're kind of cool. A little bit of a harmonica. It's like the internals of a harmonica right there. You find them everywhere. Apparently out of every timber mill, people were just fucking Bob Dylan away. We got a bit of a buckle. Pretty heavy, I think that's brass as well. The coin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got more bullets in my pocket. Fucking another cog. Another bullet. Ciggy butt. So we got a half dozen bullet shells. We haven't got a shotgun one. Let's see if that'd focus. No, there you go. Another part of a clock, I think. This might be the front of the back of it. And a button, so nothing too exciting. I'm pretty stoked, that's pretty cool. A couple of these little fittings. Anyone knows what they are, let me know. They're, look at that fucking close up. Two of them, they've got a nut on the end. Kind of looks like a long grease nipple, but it doesn't have the slot on the end. Anyway, that will go in the pile of shit that we found out in the bush. That's all I got for today, guys. I'm going to head home. Appreciate watching. If you like this one, make sure you leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. It was a lot of effort. I've got a heap of other spots I'd like to try out as well, but like, we're not on the best ground here. We're not out in the gold fields finding nuggets like this or super rare bottles. We find a few bottles here and there, but we just got to keep trying. I'll hit up Steve. He knows a few more spots. We'll get him on an episode one day as well. Prospector Steve. A few more coins would be nice as well. Like I think we've tackled most of the settlement area on this one. We've got to do the mill. I've got a few more army training spots out in the bush here as well where we might be able to find rising sun, probably heap more bullets. Bullets fun. Bullets are always fun. Yeah, if you like it, leave a comment, let me know. Other than that, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one. Clean this up and get on out of here. Yo!